Let's get started. Good morning, everybody. My name is Vincent Meza. This is our listings to leads Facebook call, which we really got to start changing. Probably after the new year, we're going to change the name of this to probably social media advertising, or at least Facebook and Google, right? But actually, you can run ads when you run an ad on Facebook with our platform. If you have your Instagram account connected, you're running it on Instagram the same way. Oh yeah. So yeah, Ryan is saying that his coach was having them run on, you were running real estate ads on your community page instead of your business page. And let's talk about it. That's a really great concept there, which I haven't discussed in a long time. So first of all, let's talk about resources because there's a lot in listings to leads. We have tools for you if you have listings. We have tools for you if you don't have listings. And whether you want to get in touch with more buyers or more sellers, we've got tools for you, right? So again, there's all kinds of ways to use this system. You can geo-farm, you can work in your various neighborhoods. You can definitely leverage our social media. We've got so much that's going to help you build up your social media and capture leads from social media. If you've got a bunch of leads sitting in a CRM, we've got tools for you to blast out there. And we have a lot of great print tools, and we have unlimited landing pages. So for $60 a month, this is a powerhouse. There is so much inside of this platform. We're not going to cover it all today. We're going to talk about Facebook, Instagram, and Google, and how to run ads there. So before we go there, though, I want to talk about where you can learn about it. In this link right here, I'm going to send to all of you on the call. And you're going to see this pop up blinking probably somewhere. I would open this up and save it. And let me read to you the things that I definitely think you should be following here. One is top tools to get more listings in 2022. Now, if you want more listings in your business, you're going to want to watch that. And over here, this is I think it's our get started call. No, it's Facebook ads. So it's our previous 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Facebook class. Now, today, that's what we're doing as a Facebook class. But honestly, and I know, we don't have unending time here, but I do recommend that you're looking at the past 2 or 3 calls on any particular subject, because while I might sound like one, I am actually not a robot. So I don't say the same thing every time. And things are changing quite often. Things are changing. The market's changing. Realtors are asking different questions. They have different needs. And so it's kind of smart to kind of see what's happening. And also, let me just interrupt myself. We also are pushing new technology nearly every 2 weeks or 4 weeks. So if you kind of go through the most recent calls, you're going to see what people are talking about. You're going to get the kind of answers that they need, and you're going to know what new technology is available to you. Now, I did a get started class 2 days ago, on Monday, actually, and that's for any new client. So if you're a new client or you are an old client that barely uses the system, you should probably start on the get started class. Top tools to get more listings if you want more listings. And then Scott is doing a panel, like an 8-part series of how to make $250,000 in real estate. And it really talks at a high level about all of the system. And that's kind of, how it is. That's just how it is. So I would go watch that if you have time, and make time. It's the holidays. It's a good time to invest. Our system is really so powerful that if you really knew how to use 5 to 10 tools consistently, your business would be growing in 2023, even with the recession coming down the pipe. It would grow. So that's that, right? Check out our YouTube channel. Also, we have this class here, or this page here, leadgenwebinars.com. This is where you can sign up for all of our live training. So if you want to ask questions, this is a live call today. You can jump on these calls. Facebook ads, top tools to get more listings, get started. We've even got one for lenders and one here that's Scott's 8-part series there. So these are great resources, as well as our mastermind group. Now, the mastermind group is a private group. So if you're not in it and you're on Facebook, you will not be able to find it. You won't see it. It's just how it is. So if you're new to us, or you're a client and you're not in it, just go into your account and go to the support page at the bottom left. Hopefully my mouse is not going to be a jerk today. I got to, I don't know, reinstall my software. Super sensitive or weird or something. Oh, really? Oh, okay. So hold on. All right. Let's see if we're connected here. Sorry, guys. Lord. All right. Give me a second here. Something kind of my passwords, our password has changed. So I got to figure all this out. Sorry about that. It was working yesterday. So let me go find this real quick, and then we'll get in this account. So I will say, while I'm doing this, you know, with mortgage rates moving, things have definitely changed. And they're changing in a lot of ways. You're seeing it on the street as you're doing business. Okay, what's the problem here? Just get me in the account, please. And one thing that I can say that we've noticed is that the amount of leads have changed. Okay. And what that doesn't mean is that you're wasting money. It's just they're not producing as many leads as they used to. So it looks like we've got a problem with our Facebook accounts, which really kind of stinks right now. So we'll see what we can do. So let me explain that. Typically in the past, let's see here. If we ran an ad, if I said, hey, you can run okay, Lord of mercy. Okay. Sorry, guys. Man, that is really a challenge. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I got to figure this one out. Our about 2 weeks ago, our company Facebook page got hacked, and that has kind of forced all of us outside of our group or outside of our page. And I thought we had it fixed, actually. Excuse me. We had it fixed just last week or beginning of the week, and now we're out again. So I'm going to log into one of my clients' accounts here, and hopefully we can get some sort of results here. Let's go look here. This is an office account. We do have office accounts and team accounts. Agent accounts are $60 a month, but it all kind of works the same. So when we talk about Facebook, one of the simplest ways to get buyer leads is, let's just say we're going to do this open house. We could say we want to set, if you're an office, you can make the choice of you want to send up leads to the office or to the listing agent. And I'm going to click create an ad. Now I am logged in as an office. So I'm just going to show you this very quickly. This is how you run an ad on Facebook. Boom, you publish. Now, one of the things, who was it? Ryan was saying is that he was running ads on a community page as opposed to a business page, right? And I think that that was something that I had been hearing for a couple of years. And I don't hear many people talk about it, but you can certainly do that, right? And so when you go to Facebook, you can create your own page right up here, right? And I'll show you really quickly once I can close this dumb little box. Oh my God. Okay. When you go here, you can create a page, and this is where you create a business page, and this is where you can create a community page. Now, one of the things that can be said about, a business page is it's your brand, right? And I think the thing about community pages is people, and like this coach, they kind of feel like it's not about you and your business and you, the realtor. The community page it's about an area, right? So let's see. I think I have one, luxury living, Lafayette. Let's see. Do I have one? I did have one, but of course can't find it. Let's go over here and see if we can find it. The thing about a community page is I guess is the sense is it's not as much of a sales pitch, right? In a way. Oh, La Miranda Danville Luxury. So this is my community page. It doesn't talk a lot about my business, that I'm a realtor. It's talking about an area. Okay. And that's why people like to do that. And when we're running ads, we can run an ad almost exactly the same way. Okay. And you can actually, through our platform, decide, oh, I want to run the ad and showcase one channel or the next. So I kind of think it doesn't matter. Are we seeing? Yeah, all I see is connect. Oh, sorry guys. Jiminy crickets. Do you see an open house in Ossining? Let's see. Sorry guys. All right. I had it on pause. You should see really where I am right now. Sorry about that. So what we were talking about are community pages. And right now, this is my community page for Lafayette, for La Miranda. It's an area. So you can create you can create multiple community pages. And there is something to be said for that, because usually this is more about the area and less about you being the realtor, right? And so there's a sense that you can, have a little more generic feeling and maybe get better results. That can be true, but honestly, and you would create that over here. You click on this button on Facebook, create a page, and you can create a business page or a community page. To me, if you're a realtor, you want to make sure that people know that, right? Like that they know you're a realtor. You don't necessarily want to hide that. And I'm going to show you this guy, which is almost like the other end of the spectrum, considering when you're thinking about real estate. His is called the Shannon Pyatt Home Marketing System, right? And this guy has been a client for a year, but he wants to make it very clear, like, hey, I bring a real serious service to the market. So he might have community pages, but I guarantee you he's going to want, people. He's been running with that byline for a long time, and he's a heavy hitter. So I think I like community pages. You can do it either way. Most agents have their name, like, Vincent Meza Realtor. I don't often really think that's a great idea. I think a business page should have something to do with the geographic area you're serving, right? But all that being said, let's get into the kinds of ads we can run on Facebook and just talk a little bit about that, right? So right now, and I'm going to back up because we were on pause and you couldn't see how I got here. When you go to the ad section, there's going to be two buttons. One's going to say connect to Facebook and one's going to say connect to Google. I actually recommend that you connect to both. And let me ask a question real quickly. Has anybody here run an ad on Google? A lot of agents have run ads on Facebook, but most or many have not run ads on Google. So if you could just give me a yes or no on the Google question, I'd appreciate that. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. Now, when you connect, there's going to be this little yellow window right here. You see here, it says reactivate targeting, and it won't actually say that in the beginning. It will say accept custom audience terms. Click in there and accept those terms. And then when you refresh this page, then it's going to ask you to activate retargeting. And I definitely recommend that you activate retargeting. And I will explain to you what retargeting is. It's one of the most powerful things regarding Facebook advertising. It's the most powerful thing if you like to convert leads. A lot of our clients are very excited when they join us because they are capturing more leads than they could have imagined. And they're doing it at a cost that they can't imagine, right? The model that most realtors understand is pay us $300 to $500 a month, maybe $1,000 a month now, and I'm going to give you 20 leads. And maybe I'm going to sell those same leads to 3 other agents. But everybody sort of is familiar with that model, and they either think it works for them or they just think it doesn't work for them. And then they find listings to leads and they're like, what? It's $60 a month? Oh, if I put a couple $100 on social media, I can capture dozens or hundreds of leads. Totally different model, right? And then you get all these other tools that you can capture literally hundreds of leads a week if you're using our system. Totally different model, from the other big portal stores, right? Reactivating is one of the strongest ways to use Facebook to convert leads. We'll dive into that. So but first things first, when you come here, connect to Facebook, connect to Google, there will be a yellow box that says accept the custom audience terms. Click that, go click accept, refresh this page. You'll see this green button, turn it on, and I'll show you in a moment what that looks like. So I asked everybody, are you using Google? And everybody is saying no. Do you recommend $35 for Google? Yeah. So let me explain to you why Google, right? First of all, why Facebook and why Google, right? So the thing about Facebook is it is probably the number third most popular website in the country. Okay. Maybe number five, but TikTok has moved, so I haven't looked in a while, but it's top five, right? And why do people come here? Well, because they're going to look at everything their friends are doing and what they're eating and what they're going on vacation. Now I have my little ad blocker. So let's see if I can stop this, and I'm going to refresh it. And so when you're here, you notice that there's this sponsored ad up here. And now here is a video that my friend put up. And the very next thing I see is a Wayfair professional sponsored ad. So here's the thing about Facebook. Right now in the United States, American adults, not teenagers, American adults spend about 40 minutes every day on Facebook, just scrolling down, see what their friends ate, see all the great vacation pics. Here's my friend cooling out in Carmel, right? All the nonsense that you would expect to see in social media, because people just love to share everything they're looking at. I get it, right? But here's another ad for some sort of retainer company, right? Now, why would companies be doing this? They're doing it because people are spending 40 minutes a day on their smartphone or on a desktop like this. Maybe they're at work, maybe they're at home, maybe they're in a cafe. Maybe you're looking at Facebook right now while you yammer on about advertising, right? That's what this thing is. People spend 40 minutes a day. So when you're running an ad on Facebook, you could say, hey, I got an open house, right? Now, they didn't go to Facebook to go find out about an open house, but if they're interested in an open house, they might go, hey, that's cool, right? So you go over here, you run an ad. If the darn thing works for me, I got to reinstall my mail software. Come on. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. You just click a green button. It usually happens in one click. And boom, all you got to do is click publish, and you've got a good working ad. Now, had we been talking 6 months ago, people would be jumping all over this ad, and you would be capturing a lot of leads. But in the past 6 months, been longer than that, interest rates have gone up, and prices are starting to top, and buyers are starting to sit on the fence. And I just got off a call right before this call with somebody saying, hey, I just ran an ad, and I used to get a lot of leads, but now I'm not getting so many leads. And I got, and they were running a sold ad. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. And they were running a sold ad, and they got 2 leads for $4.50 each. Okay. Now, when you run a sold ad, you're actually getting listing leads for $4.50 each. There's some good news and bad news on that. 2 leads is not a lot of leads. Okay. So that's bad news, right? But normally the cost of a seller lead for a sold ad is around $6 to $7. And now, well, right now it's the first day of December. And you know what happened about 5 days ago? All of us people started eating a bunch of ham and turkey and mashed potatoes. And that's right then is when most of your realtor competitors take a nap until the winter's over. And why would that be important? Well, because the competition has gone away, and now the lead cost is dropping. So that guy just told me that a lead that used to cost $6 and $7 now costs $4.50. I'm going to hazard to say that by the time it gets to close, those last 2 weeks around Christmas, seller leads are going to cost $2, maybe $3 each. That's a good time to be running ads, basically. But not a lot of people are responding because everybody's kind of freaked out. When you're running an ad for a home that's for sale, that's a $35 ad. Typically, buyer leads cost between $1.75 and $2 a lead. So you could expect, 15 to 20 leads for 35 bucks. Now, as you can imagine, real people are not really responding. They're going, well, I like it, but man, maybe that's going to get cheaper in 3 months. Maybe there's a recession coming. Maybe interest rates are going to keep moving up. They are going to keep moving up. So all these things are in the market. So maybe people are going to just sit on the fence a little while longer. All that means is that, in January of this year, if you had a listing, January of 2022, you probably would have had it in contract in 7 days. And now you know that if you have a listing, it might actually take you 2 months. That's kind of the norm. I just spoke to somebody yesterday saying, nope, things are still moving super fast for us. So, you have to take it with a grain of salt, but that's the overall trends in the country right now. And all that being said, this is how you create an ad. You click publish. And this will capture a name, phone number, and email. And that ad that you see right there is sponsored right there by talented real estate professionals. It's going to be right here where Smile Direct is selling us retainers. Okay. So does that make sense? That's what Facebook is. And why would you do it? Yeah. Can you do sold ads for the properties you sold, but you were the buyer's agent? Yes, Shauna. Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I recommend that you're doing that if you want more listings. So if you're helping somebody buy a home, you know that it's sold, you just go to your listings. You can't pull in a sold property, but when you go to listings, you can manually add a sold property. And then, well, you just put that in there and then you mark it as sold, right? Now, this is what it looks like when it's sold. So I've got a sold property here in New York. So let's go look at that real quickly. And I'm going to tell you what I just got off the phone and talked to this guy. So this guy, we've got a new page here, and I definitely recommend that you look at this. I'm not quite sure of the value of this video because it looks like it's trying to tell you why you need to market your home as sold, which is whatever. What's useful for you is to download the checklist. This might be useful to you. What this checklist is going to do is tell you do all these things on this list. So really, that's how you market a home. We're concentrating on Facebook and Instagram, but Scott's doing that 8-part series, and that kind of dovetails with that. Maybe that's going to help you, maybe not. But we're looking at a property that's sold, and it's in Pawling, New York. It should normally pull in the town, but I'm going to type it in Pawling Village. That's why I didn't do it, because Pawling is a village in New York, not quite a city. So you got to type in the city, and that's all you got to do. Now, I'm going to just explain what happened. Oh, that's a good point. So, Shauna, you said, can I borrow can I market a home that's sold, even if I was helping the buyer, not the seller? And I said yes. And Ryan is saying, make sure you use your own photographs when you're advertising, because people are cracking down in Florida. And I wouldn't be surprised at that, right? Sometimes that's an issue. So yeah, take your own photos with your smartphone and load them up, kind of thing, if that's going to be an issue. You definitely got to be paying attention to your local MLS rules, right? So my client just ran an ad on Monday. Today is what, Thursday? And he's like, hey, we ran an ad just like this, sold property, and we only got 2 leads. What's wrong? And I said, well, no, everybody's freaking out. But this is how you would do it, right? And frankly, I think that a sold ad just like this, it might not be that compelling. This is what it says. That home is sold. That's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your free home value, right? That's like pretty straightforward, right? But you got to kind of remember, we're in a freaky time right now, right? I don't have a more professional way of saying it. It's a little bit freaky. Nobody knows what to do. They're afraid they're going to maybe lose money, whatever. And that's when, and I told them, like, look, guys, I think, and they said, well, maybe we should stop running this. I said, no, you shouldn't. You should be running that ad every week. And you should be changing your language to see what's working, right? Because maybe this boring thing here doesn't work. But I said, if you're thinking about what's going on in the market and you're a homeowner, there are some things that you probably want to say, like, we sold this in 6 weeks, right? And you could say, now that's long. Had we been talking 8 months ago, you would have said in contract in 2 days, right? But you might want to also say 30 homes sold in Pauling this month. Well, maybe it's not going to be that many, right? But you know what I mean? Maybe it's 5, right? This month. And that's 40 for the year, right? Give them some data points, right? That they can sort of think about that and test these things out, right? Median price this month is whatever, right? Like, because these kinds of numbers are going to, if you're a homeowner, you got to think do they want just this boring generic message that we wrote? Or is there some data that's important going on that that can help get people over the transit, right? So that's a sold ad. Great way to get listing leads. And I told them, and I'm going to tell you now, you should be, if you want listing leads, this is one of the cheapest ways to get listing leads. Now I'm going to repeat myself because I forget if I say things. Yeah, I did say this. Typically a sold lead is cost $6 to $7 each, right? Now we've got a $50 ad there. And that means, and it's going to go for 7 days. You can change those values. But if it's costing $6 each a lead, then you can expect around 9 leads, right? Now, I told you that my client who's down by Dallas just ran this and only got 2 leads, but he's getting them at $4.50 each. He said, should we just stop? I said, no, you should do this every week because you're not wasting money. If you run a $50 ad, and you only get 2 leads and they cost $5 each, you're only spending $10, right? For you, what you want to know is start tweaking the language until you get all the leads, until you spend all your money, because you're getting a lead with name, phone number, and email. We even asked the question, how soon do you need to sell? So, you start to figure that out as well at the same time. So that's what I would be telling everybody to do. Now, I'm going to do one more. Let's see. Let's go back. Now we're in our live clients account here, so I don't have everything set up the way I normally do. So we'll have to kind of see what they have going on. Another really inexpensive way of getting listing leads is not marketing something that is already sold, but something that is under contract, right? Or pending, like this property right here, right? Is under contract. So let's click market listing and click on Facebook, Instagram again. We had one of our clients go in this year and was marketing their homes as under contract, right? Again, you can customize this language, right? But what they found is that they were getting leads in the height of summer, listing leads with name, phone number, and email for $2.38 each. I have not found a cheaper way of getting listing leads with name, phone number, and email than running an ad that's pending or under contract and or active contingent, any of the later stages. And here's what this is all about, guys. When you run an ad, you go down here and you publish that, you click create an ad. It goes great, successfully done. What that really means is it's now sitting on Facebook's server, and somebody over there, some kind of robot or something, is going to look at it and go, okay, that's good. We're going to approve that. That's going to become an active ad. Because we're using Facebook software, our ads get approved super fast. Okay. Now, again, I don't know if it's a human or how it's done, but they also at that moment assign, they somehow figure out how much your lead's going to cost. Right. And yeah, this is Facebook and IG. This is when you're running an ad here, it's on Facebook and IG, assuming that your IG account is connected to your Facebook account. And you can find that out down here in advanced options. She doesn't have an Instagram account connected to her Facebook, But if she did, it would go to both places at once. So back to finishing what I was saying is when Facebook sets the price, they're familiar with, first of all, they know that a seller lead is more valuable to a realtor than a buyer lead. So they're going to charge you more for that lead, right? They know when you market a sold property that you're trying to get listing leads. So they're going to charge you whatever value they charge you, which is usually $5 to $7. But when you market a home that's in contract or pending or active contingent or something like that, Facebook doesn't know how to charge. They don't know how to price that lead. So they're like, okay, well, let's charge $250 each, right? Because there's not a lot of people running this kind of ad. So if you're in the lead gen game for more listings, you might want to think about those later stages, marketing the home, not when it's sold, but when it's under contract or pending. Now, you got to pay attention to your local rules, right? Can you do that? But that's going to be the cheapest way of getting properties, right? Getting listing. And with what's going on, like I mentioned, $2.38 in the middle of summer, what do you think is going to happen in the middle of Christmas? It's probably going to become a $1.50 a lead. $1.50 for seller leads with name, email, and phone number is what I would highly recommend. So, and again, I'm just pulling that number out of the air. I can't guarantee you that's what it's going to be, but I can guarantee you that those leads are going to get cheaper because all your competitors are about to take a nap here. So that's running an ad on listings, right? You should be running ads when you've got open house. You should be running ads when you're just listed. You should be running ads when it's pending or under contract if you want listing leads, and sold if you want listing leads, right? So that's part one of the kinds of ads that you can do with Facebook. Now, what about if I go here? This kind of lame. Let me think a minute, guys, because I'm not connected. Let me log into another client account. I'm really sorry that I don't have our Facebook stuff connected, which means I have to kind of jump around live accounts and see if they have it connected and whatever. Let's see, George. Yeah, George. I am logged in. Let's see here. Cool. Okay, so this is an agent's account. This is George, and this is the guy I was just talking to just a little bit ago, just before we got on this call. So when you go to an ads account, and I know George has got his account connected because he just ran an ad on Monday, right? So you can also create a PDF guide ad, okay? And we have 80 PDF guides. Each page of each one are branded to you, okay? Now, if you go to the PDF page over here, you can actually change the color scheme. Your logo is going to be on every page. And you'll start to notice that 40 of these PDF guides are for home buyers and the other 40 are for home owners. So, here's kind of a relevant topic, 5 dangers of overpricing. If you want to run an ad and give that away, do a lead ad and type in a location, right? I'll just type in Tampa, and you can expand the radius if you want. And we got a $50 ad. We put in $50 ads for home seller leads, for listing leads, because they cost more. So we just up that, right? If you find like you're getting a lot of leads and those are the kind of leads that you want, you can always increase that value, right? A lot of clients run $100 ads because they want more listings. And here's why. A lot of clients have told us that this lead from any PDF guide for a homeowner is often priced at $10 a lead. Okay, so think about it now. I mentioned that you could run a sold ad for $50 and your leads cost like $6. So that means you're going to get 9 leads. Now I can run an ad on the 5 dangers of overpricing with a 5-page PDF report for $50. And those leads are going to cost $10. So I'm only going to get 5 leads. Don't forget, I mentioned if you market a home that's pending or under contract, those leads can be as low as $2.50. So your money goes further with those other concepts. But sometimes you don't have a home that's pending and you don't want to be dead in the water and you want to build your database and maybe you want to do something like this, right? So this ad is going to show up right here. Instead of learn more, they're going to be able to download the report right here. But to give you the report, they actually have to give you their phone, email address, and name. And it's already pre-populated by Facebook profiles. That's what makes these ads so powerful. Whenever you ask somebody to type in their phone number on an online form, good luck. It's not really an easy thing to do. You pretty much won't get any leads. If you require a phone number, you can honestly shoot your lead gen by 99%. So, but when you're using Facebook, they pre-populate, we all have our phone number and email and name in our profile. That's how we access our accounts. So you often get accurate name, email, and phone number, and you get a lot because it's happening automatically, right? That's what's going down. So again, this is a $10 lead. If you got one lead, you'd have $40 left. So you only spent $10 if you only got one lead, right? Okay, so then there are landing pages, right? You can create a landing page ad. And one of the most popular landing pages, we create all kinds, right? These guys made one for Greyhawk, and it's a property valuation page. And Greyhawk is I think it's like a golf course community. Yeah, it's a golf course community. That's right. I remember talking when they set that up. And so there's a challenge here, right? There's a real challenge about this deal. And that is Greyhawk. It's in some town. I want to say it's called Farmers Branch, Texas. Yeah. City in Texas. Yeah. So let's just go click on this. Talk a little bit about the reality of an ad and what it's doing and what it's not doing. Sorry, guys. So this ad, you can't shrink the radius down by less than 15 miles, right? So if I type in Farmers Branch, which is where this town is, I'm shooting this, I'm just overspraying all over the place. All these people are seeing my ad, but I'm really only talking about that neighborhood right there, right? That's Farmers Branch, which is the neighborhood. I'm really only talking about a development inside there, a golf course community, right? So that ad can be very ineffective. Okay. Now, this is a good time to talk about my great channel on YouTube, because I can't go into details with you right now, but if you scroll back you'll see a couple of videos, you'll see where I talk about custom audiences and how to target homeowners, right? And then down here, I think I do it again. I keep talking about this. Where is it? There's a couple things about new strategy of how to capture listing leads right here. Yeah. New strategy, get high quality listing leads from Facebook. Best way to get listings from Facebook. I guess that's 4 months ago. That is going to tell you how you can get a custom audience from a third party, upload it via our platform to your Facebook account. And now what you can buy a list from other parties. And it's like, hey, I want everybody that owns a home in or around Greyhawk that's owned a home for 5 years or 10 years. I just want those people. And then you see this little retargeting button here. That's where we turn on custom audiences retargeting. You can actually then say, oh, you know what? I want to retarget that listing, that list of Greyhawk homeowners, right? That's when this kind of tool gets super powerful. But if you're just doing a standard ad, you might really be wasting your time and maybe wasting your money, because if somebody out here in these towns sees that ad and clicks it just out of curiosity, it's not a good lead. It's because they're far out of your area. And so that might not be a good lead. So I really only recommend this more for branding, unless you're going to do a custom audience deal to get those direct people, and then you retarget them. So we talked about PDF guides. We talked about how to market listings. We also talked about home value, right? But you can also create buyer leads, custom buyer leads, right? They didn't create any here. So create custom buyer landing pages. And I will say this, when I'll take us over to the landing page section just a second. You have the ability to create unlimited landing pages in your account, okay, for either buyers or sellers. And what I don't recommend is creating a custom buyer landing page for a particular town, okay? Like I live in Lafayette. So some agents would think, I'm going to create a landing page that says sign up for a free list of Lafayette homes, right? That's not going to work at all because, the market is trained. They understand that they can just go to the go to Google and type in, Lafayette homes for sale, right? Lafayette real estate, stuff like that, right? So let's just go do that. Lafayette real estate for sale, right? That's what people know how to do. And then, of course, you're going to see, well, there's Redfin, there's Zillow, there's some other people that have been running ads, right? And that's really where Google comes in. We're going to jump into that in a moment, right? But right now, what we're saying is, if that's what people are looking for, they're not, and they know that if they go to Zillow, they can just search for hours, right? They know if they go on like half a dozen, dozen websites, they can search as long as they want and not be asked to register for anything. So putting up a landing page that says sign up for a free list of Lafayette homes is not very effective. It is effective if you're talking about a certain type of home, maybe a particular neighborhood, right? Like that golf course community. There's not a lot to get that's going to be super tight there. So that could work. But when you're creating a custom buyer landing page, you do that up here. You type in the name of the town. It could be any town, right? And you click create a landing page. And at that point, it's actually going to drop you on this editor page. And then you would put in a picture or photograph of the area, right? Where this can start to really be effective is if you're dealing with properties that are kind of unique, like horse properties, golf course community properties, waterfront properties, lake properties, homes with docks, or, something kind of unique, not just a standard, here's a sign up for a free list of homes. That does not work at all. But once you've created your landing page, well, then you go right back to the ad section and you run an ad to that. Okay. So that's kind of our Facebook side of things. We also have, as I mentioned earlier, Google. Now, Google is an add-on. We have Google software. So we do charge an add-on, which is $30 a month just to get that green button there so you can run ads. There's a big reason why you should be running ads on Google. And let me explain to you why. If you have a question in the world, in anywhere in the world, but let's just focus on the US right now, or Canada. We got clients in Canada and Latin America. People don't go to Facebook. Well, I know some of my knucklehead friends do. They go, hey, we're going to go buy a sandwich or whatever, right? But if you have a really important question, you don't go to Facebook and ask every random friend you have, right? You go to Google and you say, hey, Lafayette real estate for sale. Another trending search right now is, let me just show you. How do I sell my house? This is a really important search that's happening a lot right now. So the question is, where are you when this question goes up there, right? Yeah, Shauna, you have that button. If you have the Google button, well, actually, no, that might not be true. If you click that Google button, and then you click create a listing ad. If you don't have it, you see here, it says start a 30-day free trial. You can create unlimited ads for $30 a month. So that's kind of what it could mean, Sean. It's just showing you there it is. If you want it, you got to go pay for it. But here's why you want to pay for it. I set up the offices and teams around the country. And I talked to a lot of people. Teams tend to be more organized at lead conversion, right? They have a lot of mouths to feed. So they've got to know how to get leads and they got to know how to convert them so that they can earn, right, and pay their team. So what's happening is teams often give me really great feedback. And I've had one team say, hey, we're so excited for Google because we convert 1 out of 70 Facebook leads. For every Facebook lead you give us, we convert 1 out of 70. But on Google, we convert 1 out of 40. And it makes sense because when somebody goes to Google, they don't spend 40 minutes a day on Google. No, they only come here when they need an answer. I have a question. How do I sell my home? What is my home worth? Right? They come here to ask questions. And if you're running ads, you can be right here in front of them offering your expertise, right? That's why Google is way more powerful and a little more expensive for their leads because it is a more valuable lead. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what we can do at Google right now. Well, first of all, they're not connected. You can run a listing ad. I'm a little bit skeptical on a listing ad for just in general. Okay. We do it because our clients want to market listings, right? Does that make sense? Right. It really makes sense if you've got a sign in front of a house and you're selling a home, you probably want to have an ad on Google, right? Because now somebody's standing in front of your house. Hopefully you're using our text service so they can text and get instant information so that you get their phone number. But let's just say you're not and you want to run an ad and they're sitting in front of the house. Well, your ad, if they type in 123 Main Street, your ad, it's going to say 123 Main Street, right? So they're going to know like, oh, wow, you're right there. So then that could be useful. But really what people are looking for homes for sale, they're not normally looking for one. They're looking for what's for sale in Cincinnati, right? Real estate in Chicago, whatever. That's the kind of search, right? The other big search is how do I sell my home? And that's where right now landing pages can be of value. So I showed you the property valuation page. You could create your own property valuation landing page for any town and then use our ad service to run that so that it will respond to that when it's there. Now, if I had done it, unfortunately, I don't have a live connection to an actual ad. When we do that, we're actually putting all the keywords that people are using right now. Okay. So this is where it gets a little bit complicated, but I'm just going to go a little bit deep just for our conversation, right? Because you should sort of understand a little bit about Google and that search. When I typed in the top search term to sell my house, well, what does that mean, right? What am I getting at? This is more education for you, not what people are looking at, right? So this is the wrong article. There's actually a great article. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this one right here. Top real estate SEO keywords for 2022. Updated in October of this year. Okay. Now, SEO is a whole different can of worms. And I never recommend to anybody in any industry that they pay any knuckleheads for SEO because SEO is a nightmare and it is a moving nightmare. Google updates their rules and algorithms all the time. And oddly enough, SEO teams tend to just disappear. Like they get you running for, 30 days and you're all excited. And then it's real hard to keep up with them and for them to keep up with your business. I am not a fan of thinking about SEO, but what I am a fan of is running ads for people that are running searches. And here are the top keywords for buyers, right? So if you want buyers, these are the searches and you can see how many searches they're doing, right? Houses for sale near me. If that's the number one keyword term, when you run an ad, I'm sorry, I can't show you. You can actually make sure that's in there. We put all the keywords in there. I actually have our team scanning these keywords every quarter because if keywords are changing, we want to make sure that your ads are performing right? So I'm going to go down here because I was going to show you the top keywords searches for sellers. Now, if you're not using us to run Google ads, okay, You can do it yourself right on Google without paying us $30 a month. It's way more complicated. But even if you're not using us, these words are still relevant. 8,000 people have been using selling a house, right? Cost of selling a house, how to sell a house by owner, right? Now, if somebody's typing in how to sell a house by owner, they're not looking to pay a realtor, but they're still thinking about selling a home. You might have a really awesome value that you could, present in an ad. Taxes on selling a house, capital gains, right? This is what people are thinking about. Is your marketing reflecting that? If you could actually use these keywords in a lot of your stuff, even on Facebook, because now you know what people are actually typing and searching, right? You might want to do that if you're going to be thinking about your own advertising. So today you can run a landing page and say, hey, since I know that people are talking about capital gains and selling a home, I'm going to have my keywords reflect that. And if they do that search in Concord, California, they're going to see my stuff pop up. Shauna, thanks. Well, you said you're going to start using it. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you got excited about that. We're working on it right now. I'm going to tell you something that's coming down the pipe, and that is to make our PDF guides available to use on Google as well. The PDF guides, if we know that these are the searches, taxes on selling a house, we should actually, over on our side, create a PDF guide on taxes on selling a house. Maybe you have one, right? How much does it cost? A lot of these questions are answered in our PDF guides. So we want to make those available for you to use when you're running ads on Google, right? So I think if you're looking for listing leads, Google is a really smart place to get your arms around. If you're looking for buyer or seller leads, Facebook is a great place for both. I also think Facebook is better and cheaper for building your brand. Okay. So if you're thinking long-term of your business, when you're running an ad on anything, it's always sponsored by your page, right? And that's great for your brand, because while I'm talking about capturing 20 leads or 10 leads or 5 leads or 2 leads, what I have not been mentioning is it's always sponsored by you, right? And that means when the reach of these ads are often somewhere between 5 and 3,000 people an ad. It could be more if you have a bigger budget, right? So if you're running ads consistently on Facebook, people start to remember you, right? They start to know like you're there. You remember earlier I was talking about this dude named Shannon Pyatt? And I said, yeah, Shannon he's not doing a community page. He's actually the Shannon Pyatt home marketing system. Now, Shannon has been a client of ours for years, and normally he manages like 5 to 10 listings at a time, right? He's doing a lot of business. So at any given time, he's got like multiple ads, 4 or 5 ads on Facebook all the time, right? Because he's got just listed, he's got open house ads, he's got just sold ads. So those are always happening on Facebook. And his people are on Facebook just scrolling through the system, just like a normal Joe, right? They're going to see this guy all the time. And then what's going on for Shannon is people are saying, hey, you know what? I need to sell a home. And I see her all over social media. And I can tell that you're a realtor, right? That's what advertising is about, right? It's not like you're capturing contact information. That's lead capture and lead conversion. The real resource or the real value of advertising is that people know your brand, right? And they know what you're selling or what service you're providing. And that's really where you kind of want to think about your business in general, and Facebook and Google, where, as an aside, I think that Facebook is a great place to consistently run ads and build your brand and capture leads. Okay. There is no company in any industry that can run around without a Google strategy. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. There might be, right? But if it's going to be a scalable business, you want it to grow, you're going to probably need to have a real serious Google strategy. If you're in real estate, whether it's Facebook or Google ads, it doesn't get any easier than working with our software. We have literally had our software developers take their company's software, take Facebook software and boil down an ad to one click. Choose what you want and then type in a city and click publish. Now, to make it more effective, you might need to customize the text, right? But I've kind of told you where you can get some important keywords, right? That people are thinking about, right? So you could use that kind of concept. You could get statistics from your local real estate MLS or maybe some real estate articles to talk about what's happening and make these more punchy. But that's really what, you are going to need in any business, a bunch of leads, right? It could be you're selling car washes or eyelashes or mattresses. Somewhere you're going to need leads, right? Otherwise, you're just sitting there waiting for somebody to call you who randomly found you somewhere. And that's not the best business model. A great business model is to be capturing hundreds of leads a month, knowing you're going to convert 1 or 2%. I actually had somebody tell us they're converting 5% of our leads. That's Facebook leads. Now, it's a big team, right? If you're converting 2% of 100 or 200 leads a month, you've got a sustainable business, okay? Facebook and Google are a great way to do it. And the point of today's call is really only Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. There are a lot of ways to capture leads with our system. Some of them are totally free, but we're just talking about Facebook and Google today, okay? So are there any questions? I've been yammering on here for an hour. I could definitely use some more coffee. Do you have any questions? Let's not forget about our super awesome YouTube channel. Take the time and learn literally how to use our platform. It will help you increase your business, okay? Build your brand, right? And let's see if we got some questions here. Looks like something's coming in. Oh, do our leads connect to Chime? Yes, you need to go to your profile and connect that there. When my team holds an open house, can their name be added to the marketing, like the neighborhood letter? Yes, Shauna. Yeah, you can always customize that. Yeah, you can always before you download any letter, there's a little pencil right next to the download button. You can do that there. So let's see here. Okay, well, I'm glad that Shauna, you're picking up what's going on here. Yeah. So I'll wrap it up with a reminder of what's going down, right? And what's going on right now in the market, we all know, is mortgage rates are going up, and that's going to affect the market. What I also know is your competitors are going to sleep for a few weeks and possibly even a few months, and your lead cost in the month of December is going to drop dramatically. So I would definitely recommend taking advantage of that window of opportunity. Let's see I see some weird question here. Give me a second here, guys. Feel free to ask any questions. I saw one and I couldn't quite get to it, but yeah. Sorry, my computer is just so weird. Why is it doing that? Sorry, kind of I don't know. No, I'm sorry. Can't quite get there. Well, everybody, I don't see any more questions. So thanks for joining me. Oh, can I make a custom landing page for Facebook? Yes, Shauna, you can. Yeah, you do that on the landing page section. I mentioned how you can customize it there. You can also ask our support team. We do have a good support page to help you understand how you can customize a landing page. But once you've created it, you could certainly run ads to it. That's the beauty of it. So thanks, everybody. Get in the mastermind group. You ask the support team to get you in there. Oh, is there a webinar that specifically talks about Google ads? Not yet, Ryan. And that's because Google is almost like, I don't want to say brand new but it's not even 2 months old in our platform. So I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. And actually, what I can't tell you is I'm not sure about Scott, but I am giving a lot of feedback to our tech team about Google. So to improve it, right? So that's kind of what I know. What I've shown you about Google is it's what I know so far about Google. I think as we go forward, certainly in 2023, we're going to learn more about Google and be able to talk more about that. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for sticking around. Sorry about the whole, you know, being locked out of Facebook and my dumb mouse. So I have to get these things sorted out. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome for everything.